Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the TV 35 Dublin Irish Coaches Show. I'm Coach Roger Holmes, and we're missing our main man this morning, Mr. Stan Smith. He had work obligations and wasn't able to be here to get the filming done. So we're going to struggle through it and do the best we can. I got these two good-looking guys with me up here today, and give you a chance each week to meet a couple of the Dublin Irish football players. And we're going to go ahead and jump into that. To my right is a senior, sort of a do-everything kind of guy. He's played quarterback, receiver, kick returner, punt returner, running back. I had a big 4-touchdown night a couple of weeks ago. And last week, got to play a little middle linebacker right off the spur of the moment there late in the game. But that's Ramon Pittman. And, welcome to the show this morning, Ramon. Glad to have you here. And, I'm just going to ask you 2 or 3 quick questions. Give our fans a chance a little bit to get to know who's hiding behind that football helmet. And I guess first off, talk to me a little bit about your family, brothers, sisters, so on and so forth.
My mom's name is Shalonda Wallace, and my dad's name is Jamie Pittman. I got 3 sisters. I got an older sister in college. She attends Brewer Parker right now. And
she was a heck of a basketball player here too.
Yes, sir. She played 3-4 years ago. I got a little brother. He goes to West Lawrence. I don't know why he went over there. He was white. And I got 2 little sisters that go to West Lawrence.
All right. And now you've been in Dublin City Schools all the way through
since I started school.
Since you started school.
Yes, sir.
And that's a good thing for us because you're a heck of a football player. Now, I mentioned all the different roles and different things that you've done for this football team. And I guess the question would be, what is your favorite thing?
I have to say all of it. Playing on Friday nights at any position. Like Friday was my first time going to Mike.
Yeah.
In the middle of a game, so I enjoyed it. So all positions are my favorite, really.
And we don't want to fool the fans out there now. It was late in the game and went to a defensive scheme where the Mike linebacker has to almost play like a defensive back, and due to some injuries and some things, we ended up grabbing Ramon. And because he's a smart young man, a bright young man, obviously he was able to step in there and fill that need. Now, you're a senior.
Yes, sir.
Things are coming to a much quicker end probably than you realize right now. But one of the most important things, I think, for a senior is having goals and dreams and plans. And what do you want to do and plan to do after you leave Dublin High School?
I plan to go play college football and educate in sports medicine.
Want to be in sports medicine?
Yes, sir.
You might have to come back and be Dublin's trainer.
Hope so.
I get on the trainer more than I do the players. He's thinking, well, I might need to go somewhere else and be a trainer. No, Ramon is a very talented young man. He has great speed. Has often been asked to do a lot to sacrifice for our football team. I mean, last year we moved him to quarterback. Did a good job for us at quarterback, but I think deep down inside his heart was at playing running back. And then this year, I think he had settled in on playing quarterback. Now all of a sudden we say, we want to move you back to running back. And it's all, at the end of the day, it's about the team and trying to do what's best to give us the best opportunity to win. And Ramon, we appreciate you being on the show with us this morning.
Yes, sir.
And now I'm going to head to my left. Moses Simmons, defensive end, plays offensive guard for us. Moses led our team in tackles last year as a defensive lineman, led the team in sacks. And then we came to him this year and said, hey, we're throwing extra duties on you, man. In order for us to run this wing T offense, a lot of times people don't understand, but probably one of the most critical and demanding positions on our football team is our offensive guards. And those guys take a pounding every once in a while from the expectations and the demands that go with that position. And Moses, welcome to the show. And I guess first off, same for you. Tell us a little bit about your family and brothers, sisters, mom, and so on and so forth.
I had 2 brothers, LJ Simmons and Joshua Simmons, and my mother, Grace Simmons, who I truly love.
A little shout out to mom there.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Moses, how long have you been in Dublin City Schools?
I came here in my 7th grade year.
And where did you move from?
We came from Colorado.
from Colorado. And it's a great addition for us. There's no doubt about that, to get Moses here with us. Now, Moses, defensively, I think I could probably just jump right out there and say that if you had a preference, you probably like defense the best. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Whatever helps the team out.
I understand that, but I mean, most guys prefer to play on the defensive side of the ball because you'd rather hit than get a hit, right?
Yes, sir.
But, in preparation for a football game on Friday nights as a defensive football player, what do you think is probably the most important thing and able to get ready for that game?
You just have focus. That's the main thing.
Do you spend much time looking at film and
Yes, sir.
paying attention to what your opponent is trying to do? And I think we played a team earlier in the year, for example, that we were able to pick out on the film when they were going to run the football, when they were going to throw the football.
Yes, sir.
And you kind of knew before they ever snapped the ball what it was going to be, right?
Yes, sir.
Does that help you when you're a defensive end?
Yes, sir. It helps a lot.
Well, and I guess our last question for you, Moses, because Moses is also a very bright young man, a good student that's expected from his family to maintain the grades and do the things it takes to move forward. And tell us about what your plans are and what you want to do when you move away from Dublin High School and on out into the college and working world.
My plans are to either major in biology or go to aerospace engineering.
Aerospace engineering. Well, you'll be like my favorite college quarterback, Josh Dobbs, the University of Tennessee. He's an aerospace engineer.
Yes, sir.
Major and does a phenomenal job. But folks, we're fixing to take a break. I want you to pay attention to our sponsors. I hope you've enjoyed meeting these two fine young men, senior Dublin High School football players, because, deep down inside at the end of the day, what we're trying to do through Dublin High School football is create young men that are going to be leaders in the future and people that can keep this country of ours great. So thank you and enjoy the break.
Introducing the Raptor SD, the big new zero turn from Hustler. All the performance of the original Raptor and more, like a welded steel deck with up to a 60-inch cut, premium Kawasaki V-twin power, heavy-duty frame for heavy demands, and bigger, wider tires for a steady, gentle grip on grass. The new Raptor SD from Hustler. Made for those who like to cut grass, not corners.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed that commercial break and the fine sponsors of the Dublin Touchdown or Dublin Irish football show. Last Friday night in the Shamrock Bowl was a football game that for the Dublin Irish, at one point in the game, we were in a position to really blow the football game open right there at halftime and have a chance to expand the lead and really just take control of the football game. The last play of the half, Swainsboro threw up a Hail Mary pass and was able to come down with it out of the end zone. And although players make plays, one of the things that we told our young men that was a design play that they completed. It was sometimes known as the Big Bend, where you send in three receivers down into the corner. They actually have a tall guy in the middle. They want a guy behind him in the back of the end zone, another guy in front of him to play the tip ball. And that's a scenario that we as the Dublin coaching staff had not really gone over in depth with our team. And football is a game of emotion. They were able to score, and that was big because we had to kick off to them to start the second half. And as the game progressed, the momentum jumped on Swainsboro's side and ended up making it a pretty tight football game, a 7-point game there at the end, and they had the football, obviously, a chance to throw the ball in the end zone again there at the half. Tyler Strickland came down with the football there right at the end, last play of the game to seal the win for Dublin. From an offensive standpoint, we had great balance the other night. We threw the football. We were 4 or 5 completions for 90-something yards and a touchdown. And the touchdown pass came from Bryce Watson, our punter. And he hit Stephen Linton with a pass on a fake punt. So there's Bryce again making another big play for us. Our quarterback the other night is a good night as we've continued to expand our offense, and he was able to run the option on 6 or 7 occasions the other night and executed our option game very, very well. Defensively for us last week, I think Stephen Linton had a good night for us. Jermaine Cooley, sophomore linebacker. Linton is a sophomore, but Jermaine Cooley led the team in tackles last week, had another great night. In our kicking game, we missed an extra point, which is something that, we need to be almost perfect, and we have been for the most of the year, but anytime you miss an extra point, it can create some real dilemmas for you later on through the course of the game. Our kickoff returns were not in a position, really, they didn't kick the ball to us to give us a lot of kickoff return opportunities. We felt like our kickoff coverage at the end of the night could have and should have been better, and something we're working hard on this week during our open date week and trying to correct. But all in all, a great night, and what we're going to do is we're going to move in and take a look at some highlights and see if we can't move forward and show you some of the better things that happened to this football team Friday night in the Shamrock Bowl against Swainsboro. Okay, as we get ready to look at our films from the Dublin-Swainsboro game last Friday night, we open up here, and this is the quarterback we mentioned, Ramon Rodriguez Martin, running the option, made a good read. The defensive lineman closed down to take our fullback, and he picked up about a 20-yard gain. We call this young man Juice. He didn't get loose on that one, but nice hard run. Here's our fullback, Israel Phillips, running the belly for us and picking up 7 or 8 yards. Rodriguez Martin again on the midline option. Excellent run, good finish to the run. We needed to get downfield and get that one block made. Eric Roberson on the Z-back sweep, and the thing about Eric right there is he finished that run very physically with his shoulder pads down, leaning forward, and picks up, if you look at the marker there, a big first down for us. So a nice conversion on the run. Now we're in the red zone around the 15-yard line. There's Ramon Pittman. Both guards out in front on the buck sweep, able to take the ball inside the 10 down to the 5. A great night for the Dublin Irish, and we look forward to coming back after the break and talking about our region standings and what we got going on from there.
Dr. Price and Dr. Peters at Dublin Orthopedic and Rehabilitation have been a part of our community for many years and very proud to support high school football. We are proud of our children and their commitment. We share that same commitment when it comes to our patients. You'll always be a winner at Dublin Orthopedic. No referral ever needed. Just call us today at 272-3022. Whether it's a sports injury, carpal tunnel, stress fracture, ankle sprain, or any other injury, don't waste your time or money going to the ER, urgent care, or hospital. Come straight to the specialist, Dr. Price and Dr. Peters at Dublin Orthopedic and Rehabilitation, 2406 Bellevue Road in Dublin.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll roll on here and talk a little bit, I guess, this week for the Dublin Irish. First off, I want to make sure that people are aware that our JV football team will be playing Jefferson County on Thursday here in the Shamrock Bowl. That game starts at 5 o'clock, and we'd love to have you out to see the young guys that are the future of the Dublin Irish football. Young men that go to work hard every day and continue to improve on their craft of playing this game of football. And so if you're free Thursday afternoon, the weather's been beautiful here in the afternoons. It started to cool off a little bit. spend the afternoon in the Shamrock Bowl and watch the young Dublin Irish as they take on Jefferson County Warriors. Our varsity football team this week is going through an open date. And I guess people a lot of times say, well, Coach, what are you going to do during the open date week? And the approach that we've taken this week is we were able to give the varsity players Monday off. We spent that time, went about a good 2 hour and 15-minute film session from the game on this past Friday night, and really trying to hone in on the things that we believe that we've got to improve on as we move forward. Our JV guys went out and got a good practice in. Tuesday for us was about a 2.5 hour practice where we were able to, I guess, add a few things to our offensive system that we haven't really been able to do at this point in time. Some things that obviously we think can benefit us down the road, and some different areas of thought processes, and that was an offensive day. Wednesday of this week will be our defensive day, and more than anything, with an open date, we've been playing spread offensive football teams for about the last month. The next two games for us, which starts region play, will be East Lawrence and Bleckley County. They're wing T football teams. So it kind of gives us a week to get some extra work in, thought processes, defensive alignments and schemes, and trying to play against the wing T offense. And then we'll do Thursdays the JV game, and the varsity guys will get about an hour and a half of practice. And then Friday we intend to give the young men some time away from football, and then come back on Monday of next week, get ready for East Lawrence. So as we move into next week, East Lawrence not only is our first region game, but it's also the homecoming game in Dublin. So they have activities for homecoming and those type things, will begin a little bit earlier, around 7 o'clock. Game time is still 7:30. So go ahead and make your plans now to attend the Dublin homecoming game against East Lawrence coming up a week from this Friday night. As we talk about our region and how things are starting to progress, this is the last week of non-region play. Everyone on our region starts region play next week. Obviously, one of our teams will have a bye. But for us, we open the region play with East Lawrence, as we mentioned earlier. And at this point, East Lawrence has won one ball game, and they have an open date this week. I think they beat Montgomery County. But we've had a chance to look at some East Lawrence film, and Coach Robinson and that staff and those players have come an enormous distance since their opening scrimmage in the pouring down rain against Trutland County. You can see the improvements each time that you look at film, and it'll be a grudge match, obviously, with us. And, I think right now, as I'm trying to say, more than anything, East Lawrence football team is one that has improved a great deal, and we'll talk about them a lot more next week. Bleckley County, it would be our second region game, and Bleckley County right now has come away with one win, but, a long road trip to Clinch County was a tough loss for them, and don't know a whole lot about Bleckley right now, but I do know Tracy White and several of the guys he's got on his staff over there, and that's a huge night. Dodge County has lost 2 football games, which, to be honest with you, is quite a surprise to us at this point in time, after going over and beating West Lawrence at their place. But Dodge lost a heartbreaker last week, 41-31 to Appling County. The week prior to that was a 3-0 win versus West Lawrence. So it's hard to read into the Dodge County football team right now when you shut out West Lawrence. Had a great night. Well, they give up 41 against Appling. They score 3 against West Lawrence, and they turn around and they score 31 against Appling. So right now it's hard to really tell where Dodge County is, but I think a lot of people, and me included, still think that Dodge is one of the teams that certainly could be considered the pre-conference favorite right now in our league. Southwest Macon took a tough loss last week, and that is a little bit. It's still the question mark is out on that group of players at Southwest Macon, but as you move into region play, they're another team that we think is pretty darn scary for us. Then Northeast Macon, it's hard to get a good read on Northeast Macon right now. However, I think Twiggs County, they either played this week or they played last week. I think it was last week, and Twiggs walked away from that one a big winner. But as we told some people when we were getting ready to scrimmage Twiggs County, pretty darn solid football team that in the scrimmage game didn't have their fullback when we played them. So big difference with those guys. And the team that people have been throwing question marks around and that type thing, the Washington County Golden Hawks, tremendous football team, played two phenomenal teams in the first two games of the season. A result, really, of their reputation and the success that they've been on. They couldn't get anybody but the best of the best to even consider playing them, and they walked away from those two games with a loss. They picked up their first win last week in a convincing fashion, and as they move forward, you know, I think that probably right now Washington County would be the team that people probably fear the most on the region schedule, and know that Washington County is the team that still is the favorite to win our region. Our region this year will end up matching up with Region 1 out of South Georgia, and when you match up with that region in the first round of the playoffs, you better be playing well when you get there. And the number one team in that region right now is Fitzgerald, who's probably is considered by many to be the best team right now in the state in AA. But there's a lot of people. Benedictine out of Savannah, a private school, is also garnering a lot of attention. But we want to say thank you for joining in with us this week. Hopefully we get Mr. Stan back next week and y'all can enjoy the show a little bit more. But we appreciate everyone tuning in, keeping up with the Irish, and we'll see you next week.